Six best friends, 10 seasons, 236 episodes. Multi-award-winning sitcom Friends is considered one of the most popular programs ever.
And exactly 20 years ago today, the series final aired. 52.5 million Americans tuned in and countless others right around the world. It may have felt like the end of an era, but 2 decades on, we still can't get enough of the legendary show. There was Joey.
Hey, how you doing?
Rachel.
I mean, isn't that just kick you in the crotch, spit on your neck, fantastic?
Chandler.
I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?
Monica.
You did the windows. Oh, I have been begging you for months, and you did. You cleaned, and nagging works.
Ross.
That said, it was my sandwich.
And Phoebe.
Smelly cat, what are they feeding you?
They had the ability to make us laugh and cry. And outside of this iconic friendship group were some recurring characters who stole the show. Make way for Janice.
Hello. Oh my God.
Played by Maggie Wheeler, her on-again, off-again relationship with Chandler was weaved throughout all 10 seasons. But who could forget the time she dated Ross?
So you're saying I've become so whiny that I annoy you, Janice?
Well, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, I actually remember that moment. We welcome Maggie Wheeler live from LA. Lovely to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you too.
It's really nice looking back at those old episodes, isn't it? Is it true
It
Janice
really is.
was only meant to appear once on the show? Is that true?
Yeah, it was just a single guest episode, and I just went in and auditioned for it, and you know, sort of decided who I thought Janice was, and it turned into many, many years of work and memory making.
So everyone in our audience is just hearing you speak now going, oh, that's actually not her real voice. You were responsible for the voice on the show. How did it come about?
You know, I grew up in New York City, and when I read the audition scene, it said fast-talking New Yorker up at the top of the page, and I thought, oh yeah, you know, like I know her, I know exactly who that is, you know, and that's what I did. I just went in and thought, well, at least we're all going to have a good time, and it stuck.
And the producers loved it. And the laugh?
The laugh, you know, is famously born because Matthew Perry was so funny and his timing was so extraordinary. And in the midst of my very first rehearsal on stage, I thought, oh dear, I have got to have a laugh. This character has to laugh because Matthew's going to crack me up, and I won't be able to focus and keep going. So I invented the laugh just to keep myself safe on stage with Matthew, who was just a genius.
All right, let's talk about Matthew Perry for a sec. What a terrible, tragic loss. How will you remember Chandler Bingaling?
Oh my God! You know, what can I say? Matthew is so dear to my heart, and all of us who loved him and knew him, and those of us who were lucky enough to work with him or call him a friend, as well as all the millions and millions of people who loved him on their television screens. You know, everybody will miss Matthew, and he was an incredible presence, and he gave a tremendous gift to many, many people for a lot of years, even in the midst of his struggle.
Yeah, friends and family say it's sort of hard to believe he's gone.
It is hard to believe he's gone. I feel him with me all the time.
Well, that's very lovely. Friends, it continues to be watched and loved by so many of the people, the fans that we're talking about right around the world. But there's this sort of new generation of fans coming along too, thanks to streaming services where they can see Friends all the time. I guess you can maybe understand why it still resonates, or why do you think it does?
You know, I really have a lovely sort of ongoing connection with new generations of fans, because they reach out to me and I do cameo messages for them, and it's really been amazing to see the show be reborn and reborn for all of these different audiences and different age groups. And I just think that it is the nature of the friendship, the simplicity of the time, no cell phones, no texting, just people talking to each other and falling and getting back up and failing and finding new ways to come back together and forgive each other and help each other. I mean, it's just, you know, it's the stuff of life. And I think it makes people feel very comforted and safe and happy. And, you know, this show itself is a dear friend to many.
Yeah, very well said, well said. You've written a children's book now. Did your two daughters inspire this one? How did it come about?
Well, yeah, there's Ebenezer. Look, I have my own copy on my desk. You know, I did tell a lot of stories to my kids when they were growing up. You know, I love stories, and I always made up characters and voices, and at a certain point, I started writing them down. And Ebenezer was born many years ago, and then I sort of put it aside, and I thought the time will come when the time is right. I'll publish it. And my dear friend M. Kyle Hollingsworth, who's an incredible illustrator, posted an image on social media of a drawing she had done of a hedgehog, and I thought, oh, she's the one. She's going to bring Ebenezer to life. So we started an incredible collaboration, and we created this beautiful book, which I'm so proud of, and it has a QR code in the back that leads to an audio book that I read and a song that I wrote and that I sing, and it's a lot of fun, and we're already working on the sequel.
Yeah, we're talking about the reading and the singing. For Maggie/Janice to be known for her voice, when you're not in front of the camera, you are actually behind the microphone as a voiceover artist and a singer, and you've got a choir?
Yes, I've led a choir for the last 18 years.
Wow.
Called the Golden Bridge Community Choir in Los Angeles, intergenerational, non-auditioned choir, with, you know, up to 100 singers of every age. And so post-pandemic, we haven't resumed in the same way that we were carrying on for so many years, but through the pandemic, I kept the choir alive. We did many virtual concerts, and I also ran a program for everybody all over the world called Together in Song, and 4,000 people joined me over that period of time to come sing every Saturday. So and I continue to teach workshops. I just ran a 3-day event in Ojai, California. I'll be at the Omega Institute in upstate New York this summer, and I teach a singing workshop where everybody is welcome, and it's all taught by call and response, and it's really it's my soul work to bring people together and invite everybody to sing.
I love that.
That's
a
lovely.
Non-audition choir.
You'd get into that? That's the only one you'd be able to get into.
That's okay. I love your work, Maggie. That's all-inclusive. That's terrific.
Maggie, before you go, just 3 little words for us just before you go, please.
I just want to say, oh my God, I am so honored to join you this morning to talk about Janice, to talk about Chandler, and all things Friends. And I hope you have a great rest of the day.
You're fabulous. Thank you so much.
Gorgeous. So lovely chatting to you, Maggie.